Hello, beautiful book dragons. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Aline from Pick Me Book Reads. Probably changing the name because that sounds a little bit immature to me right now. But, we're getting back to it. I do have 3 piles of books here that are my TBR, basically my physical TBR. I just went crazy at 3 a.m. in the morning and decided to pick up all the books that I haven't read and make piles and just maybe hopefully finish all of these before the end of the year. And if I do a decent job, not reading these 100%, but 70-80% of the way, maybe I'll reward myself by getting a huge book haul with new books and just because I've been wanting to buy a ton of books and fill up my Amazon cart with them. And then I was like, no, you have a lot of books, girl. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try to read. We're gonna change the camera and stuff because this is insane. You can see me, but yeah. Let's talk about all of the books that I really want to read before the end of the year. Okay, hi, that's a little bit better. I'm just gonna get started with the ones that are here in my lab. These are my currently reading type of books. I am still continuing with The Dark Tower by Stephen King. I'm in book 4.5. So this is a novella between the 4th and the 5th book. And I feel like I'm already started with this one. I can't really read this in a couple of days. So I really wanted a break from The Dark Tower for a little bit. But I decided, you know what? This is really short, so I might as well just read it and then move on. So that's what I'm going to try ahead and do. And in this one, we're still listening to Roland with a couple of stories, I feel like. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to go ahead and finish it. I feel like the last book, the 4th book, is starting to getting crazy, insane. What are you on, Stephen King? And I love Stephen King. He's I think my favorite author of all times, but I don't know. And also I saw someone talking about it and he said that the last book, the ending was absolutely crazy and some people really hated it, some people thought it was genius, it was really 50-50 one way or another. You loved it or you hated it, there's no other way. So seeing that the last book was really crazy, the ending was insane to me, I'm getting a little bit scared to read them, but I am excited to see how he's bringing all of his works together and just creating this multi-universe basically. And I am super excited to continue on with this one. I definitely want to finish these. I don't know where to put all my books. I don't have more space. I am continuing with the Edgar Allan Poe Tales of Mystery and Imagination, and this is oopsies. But this one right here is such a beautiful, I don't even remember what these are called. Macmillan Collector's Library, and this just has basically everything by Edgar Allan Poe, I feel like. Oops. And I am just reading, I feel whenever I feel I want to, I just read a short story or a poem or something, and I just go on with my life. And I just pick them randomly. And all of these books that I'm talking to you are on my nightstand, and I just have them there because pretty much at night is a time where I have a little bit of time to read. So yeah, I still can't with this book. Stephen King's The Bastard of Bad Dreams. This is short stories, a ton of them. I didn't make a lot of progress, but I definitely really want to continue and finish this one. I feel there's some really good ones in here, but also there's some really whatever ones in here as well. So I don't know, I'm hoping to finish these, and I honestly really love the cover, and I'm hoping we'll get some story like this throughout the book, hopefully. We'll see. So yeah, just short stories, Stephen King, and then the complete works of Oscar Wilde, stories, plays, poem, and essays. I finished stories and plays. I hadn't read poems and essays. I am currently reading The Profundus, which is the longest letter I have ever in my entire life read. But I am enjoying it, and it's such a burn, and I'm just it's good. It's good drama, I guess. And at the same time, it's very sad. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna completely finish this off. I'm a good way, as you can see. But maybe just I just have it in my nightstand. This is not something that I want to rush through. This is something that I enjoy and that I love, and I'll probably reread a couple of them because this is again one of my all-time favorite authors. So I like having this in my nightstand and just showing you something that I'm currently reading. I'm just gonna get started with pile here. These are now, I'm gonna get started with the fun books, and then we're gonna go into the more classic books. Okay. This I'm so excited about. The Silmarillion. Guys, are you watching TV show, I am in love. I love it. I'm really actually enjoying it. I was like scared, like I'm gonna like it or not. I'm a huge Tolkien fan since I was a little girl. Like I wanted to marry Aragorn. I even bought like fake elf ears. Why am I like putting myself out like this? Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, I have the Silmarillion right here. I had it in Spanish and I couldn't read it. Like I just couldn't. So I decided to just go ahead and get the copy. And this is probably gonna be the next read. Like this is priority right now in my TBR. It's like the newest book that I've gotten as well. And I am so excited. I got the little pocket edition and I think it's so dang cute. So I'm excited to read that. I have something that I've been wanting to read for a long time. Stephen King's The Outsider, and I had a really good excuse for this. There was like a character in here, and it spoiled the Bill Hutch trilogy, but I finished the Bill Hutch trilogy now, so I really think that I have to go ahead and read these. And I was actually really excited when this came out, and as soon as the paperback was out, I just rushed and I got it, and I'm so excited. And I really love these little like paperbacks. What are these, like the mini ones? I don't know. Love that. Oh guys, I need to go ahead and read this one. This is the second book in the, I don't even remember what this is called, but this is The Wise Man's Fear. Oh, The Kingkiller Chronicle, Day 2. So this is basically a day I did read. I think it's up here in my head. I read the first one. I really enjoyed it. This is definitely like fantasy, like really, it's like hardcore fantasy, but not in the sense that it's gonna be like super fast paced and a lot of like battles and things like that. Like this is actually really slow, but it's like great fantasy in the terms of the characters, the world, the magic system is, in my opinion, just like top notch up there. I really enjoyed it, so I am excited to go ahead and read this book, but it's like a chunky one, and also I believe the third one is not out there, and it's gonna take a while for it to be out there, so, but I do want to read it, and I need to read it, so I'm gonna go ahead. Now this one, I also have a really good excuse why I haven't read it. This is Final Empire, Mistborn, Book 1, by Brandon Sanderson. You guys know this, really nice fantasy. Everyone loves Brandon Sanderson. I did read Elantris, and I loved it, and a lot of people said that it was like not as good as this one, so if that was bad, this is gonna be amazing. I am excited. Like, what if the Dark Cloak won and we have this like apparently really dark scenario, and but there's like a little bit of hope, so I'm excited to see what this is about. And the thing is, I got these from the book depository, and they don't deliver anymore to Mexico, which is awful because now I can get the UK covers of anything. Like it all has to be on Amazon, and that's like the US like copies and covers, and they won't match, which I know it's like one of the worst reasons not to read something, but I'm gonna just have to like, my bookshelves are gonna be a mess, and they're gonna be like all sorts of editions and things like that. But I feel like I am in the point of my life where I just want to read the books, and I just like don't care as much what they look like. So I'm ready to go ahead and dive into this fantasy, because it's gonna be a long one. After this trilogy, I'm gonna go in like The Way of Kings, and I don't know, there's a lot from this author that I want to read, so I really need to get into it because I'm excited about them. Oh, this I'm gonna give another try. Vicious by B.E. Schwab, a really beloved book, really beloved author that I've tried a couple of times reading this, and I just left it. Maybe I was not like in the mood, but this sounds fun. This sounds like very Slytherin vibes type of a book with like cool magic and stuff. So sounds like a fun read. I definitely want to give it another try and see if I like it. This is my last try that I give this book. If I'm not able to read it, then that's gonna go like in the pile of DNFs. Bye. And I have another book like that, The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I have absolutely no idea why people love this as much. I did start reading it, and I think I made like, I read 36 pages. I didn't make that much of like an advance, but I was intrigued by it, but I feel like I read this in a point in my life where I've been reading a ton of dystopian, and I was just like done with that. So I am excited to go into it. Like now that I'm like, I took a little step back, I tried to read a little bit of like bigger books, kind of more classics, like more literature, based ones. So I'm like ready to dive into more fun, maybe some YA. I do have a lot of YAs that I want to read that I feel like everyone's been reading, that everyone loves, and I'm just here like, I'm trying to read Dark Tower, so yeah, I'm ready to dive into more like fun books as well, and just like have a good mixture of them. Hopefully my pile doesn't collapse. Okay. Ooh, I want to continue on with the Percy Jackson series. This is the book 4, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and I'm still missing this one, another one. And when I'm done with the Percy Jackson, I'm going to be able to buy the next box set with the next series. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'll have to like Google it and see what is next, because I definitely enjoy Rick Riordan's writing style. This is fun, this is sassy, these are children's book, but definitely like a quick read, fun. You're gonna laugh out loud a couple of times and find a lot of like little references, of course, Greek mythology and things like that definitely make me smile, and it leaves you feeling this like bubbly, happily feeling. I really like them, so I need to finish those. This is something that also I need to give another try. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency by Douglas Adams. I love me some good Douglas Adams. The Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy is top notch. But the thing is, I watched the TV show first and I loved it. Like, I was so invested, and I can't believe that they canceled that because I was so happy. But so I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and read the book, and I started the book and it had like nothing to do with that. Like, it was completely different. But it's been a real long time since I watched that, so maybe I'll enjoy this more. I feel like I didn't really give it a fair try because I was having like expectations of the TV show, and I brought them into that, and I don't know if it's gonna be the same, if it's gonna be like really different, but I am ready to give this a good fair try. Also, it's really small, so should be like an easy fun. Again, like Douglas Adams has this amazing sense of humor that I love, combined with crazy science, crazy sci-fi. So I'm excited to read this one, and I'm running out of space, so I'm just gonna like, oh my god, okay. Put that here and start the pile all over again. This one I picked because of Stephen King. It wasn't like, oh, it says it right here, scary as hell, Stephen King. That's why I picked this. I wanted like a good thriller, and then I never read it. This is The Killer Next Door by Alex Marwood, and I'm just, it sounds like a good, thriller, like a whatever thriller. And coming October and November, I feel like I'm gonna be in the mood to read something like this, so I am excited to have like a little thriller to throw in the mix as well. And it's got like really good reviews, so I'm excited to read this one. This is Bad, The Song of Achilles. I tried to read this. The thing is, I don't remember. I was reading another like Greek mythology retelling at the same time, and they both had, of course, Achilles. But I like the main character, so I was trying to read these, and I was going into the other one and this one, and I was just my brain. And I keep forgetting like which one was which one, so I stopped, but I was really enjoying it, and I definitely want to keep on reading it and finish it this year. I really enjoy Sears by Madeline Miller as well, so this is, I'm so excited. A Course of Dark and Lowly by Bridget Cameron. I believe this was a gift on a birthday by Rachel from Let Me in the Library years ago, you guys, and I feel so bad because I haven't read it, but I was just not in the mood to read YA. I wanted, again, like more literature kind of books, but I'm ready, and I'm excited. This is, I think, a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which makes me so happy and so excited, so I definitely want to go ahead and read these. Stephen King on writing a memoir of the craft, just Stephen King talking about his writing habits, writing like stuff. I'm not a writer, but I think this will give me a good understanding as well of his works while I'm reading them. Maybe give me some hints or like what is going on. I am excited, and like I said, I just love Stephen King, not just like his writing, but like him as a person and the way that he views the world, and just a lot of stuff that make me really happy and excited about Stephen King. So I want to read this for sure. More Stephen King. I do have a lot of Stephen King. 11/22/63. I am Mexican. I know a little bit about what happened with the Kennedy assassination, but I'm not like super like knowledgeable about it, so I was like a little bit scared about this, but I'm just gonna dive into it, and if I don't understand something, I'm just gonna Google it, and it's gonna be fine, I hope. But this is massive, but this is like high up there from readers all over the world. Like, they really, really love this Stephen King novel, so I think it's going to be a really good one. Oh guys, Tower of Dawn by Sergei Mas. Okay, my sister and brother-in-law were in here and they had the dog, so I had to go say hi. I was saying, Sergei Mas, Tower of Dawn, I have to finish the Throne of Glass series. I love the Throne of Glass series. I was so invested in it until this book came along, and I just didn't want to read the Cowl, or however you pronounce his name, story, but I am like there. I feel like this is also going to be a priority just because I want to close this chapter and I want to move on to like Akotar and like her other works, because I really enjoy Sergei Mas. I feel like it's good YA just to pass time. Like, it's not anything great, like it's not the best literature, well written, anything, but it's just, I think, fun. I think this is YA fantasy that is like fun. You still have a little bit of like fae and other creatures and stuff like that, and I do enjoy the main character, at least of this book, a lot. So I do want to finish it and like close the chapter and move to other stuff. And I know that she has also really hyped up books as well. More Stephen King, The Stand. This is big, the complete and uncut edition. Well, yeah, I guessed. So this is like an apocalyptic book for what I'm getting. This thing about the what was it? The Warlord? No. The Dreams of the Coming of the Dark Man. That sounds a little bit of like the Dark Tower. I don't know. All of his books are connected, so maybe, I don't know. Oh, we did it. We finally got into the classics. This is not that much. It's these books that you see here, so it's not a lot of them, but I do have a bit. I love these editions. This is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins, and I really wanted to read these. First of all, beautiful edition. It's again the same like Macmillan Collector's Library as the Edgar Allan Poe ones. I just love these. I bought this a while ago. I think I even bought it in like a blog to one of my favorite bookstores here in Mexico, but I just absolutely love this cover. It looks really beautiful, and again, fall coming, and definitely want to go and read a little bit more like darker stories. I feel like this is going to be one of those that just gives you like the cozy, mystery, dark vibes. Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I tried to read this and I just left it. I did read Pride and Prejudice, but I read that in Spanish. Maybe English is my second language, so maybe this is like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's hard to read, but the way that the sentences sometimes are like structured from her time, I guess, are a little bit like, what is happening? I do sometimes have to like reread some things, but I really enjoy Pride and Prejudice, even though I don't really love to read a lot of romance books. We do have The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I don't think I need to like tell you about this. A lot of people, like, you probably know this. This sounds interesting, especially because it's a classic, talking about this kind of like, but it's a romance. This was written as a romance, apparently, a creation of the imagination that discloses the truth of the human heart. So maybe this will be a little bit of romance. I feel like it's more going to be like a shameful kind of read towards woman, maybe a little bit, not really feminist, but maybe talking about those kinds of issues. So reading those from the point of view of way before today sounds great. I do have a little bit H.G. Wells. This is the only thing that I haven't read. I've read like the main books, but this is like a little bit of short stories, The Country of the Blind and other selected stories. I am excited to read this. Again, I got this a while back. Again, I think in the same blog that I got the Wilkie Collins book. And I haven't read these, but I do really love these Penguin Classics. I definitely want to get more of the books in these collections because they just, I love the books. I love the introduction, the notes, and then they are so fluffy. I really like them, and they also look aesthetically pleasing in the bookshelves. Everything is a win-win for me, but I am excited to read these because I do really love H.G. Wells. I feel like definitely a lot of sci-fi novels now come from this. This is like a base and a good example. If you like sci-fi, you definitely need to go and pick some H.G. Wells. This is a big one. I don't know if I'm going to get to read it this year, but I'm hoping. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Weirdly enough, I never read Charles Dickens. Oh no, I did. I read the Christmas one. But I'm not a huge thing here in Mexico. This is not a required reading. I don't know why. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But this looks nice. It's a quite big, thick book and something that I've been really wanting to read. This is more like towards history. More like a historical read, like the ones that I have next. I don't think you need like an introduction to that. I do have the Iliad. This is a beautiful edition, Penguin Classics Deluxe edition. I love this. I love the pages. And since I've been getting a lot into Greek mythology retellings, I thought the Iliad would be a great read. It is kind of thick, but like the letters are quite big and not like completely going from one side of the page to the other. I think this is going to be beautiful. I think if you want to do it more like an academic read, you should not get the Penguin Classics. You should get the Oxford World's Classics, I believe. I think that's best for the research that I made. And so I decided, because it was like more a fun read, I would just pick this one up. And it just sounds like it's gonna have everything that I want in it. And then I can go back into the retelling. I did read, but it was like the children's version of it when I was way younger. So I don't quite remember a lot, just like the basic stuff. And more history stuff. I do have War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I've been wanting to read this for a real long while, and I don't know why I haven't, but I really need to. I did pick this one up in Spanish just because this is a heavy-duty, historic, more towards like history book than anything. I mean, like, I haven't read it, so I can say, but I am, like, this is an important piece of literature that I really wanted to read. It is quite thick, so we'll see how it goes, but I am excited about that. And another Tolstoy, this is the last book that I have here, is just Anna Karenina. I am so excited. I know this is a huge literature favorite, and I cannot believe that I haven't read this. I believe I got this in Spanish as well. Yes, thank goodness, because I don't know how I'll get with Leo Tolstoy being translated into English. I don't know, so maybe if I'm gonna read the translation of this anyways, I might as well do it in my language, and hopefully it will be like a little bit easier to get through. And then if I feel like a little bit more secure on my Tolstoy reading, then maybe I'll try to read in English. But for now, I think the Spanish versions are fine. That will be it. Thank you so much for watching. I will be posting a little bit more stuff throughout, hopefully a little bit more like on the regular basics. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I will see you, beautiful book dragons, on my next video. Bye!